All right, here we go. 12-inch AAC 4, nominal dry density of 31, compressive strength of 580. We start out by setting the base on all the corners. Corner there. Pull all of our lengths. Make sure we're square and true. And now we're starting to fill in between where they go. You want to pay attention to your layout, where your windows and doors are. This is where a window goes, right here. You've got reinforcement to the right and to the left of it. Within 2 foot of the opening is the optimal reinforcement, vertical reinforcement. It will be tubbed out with a sill and a header. This one is laid this way for a reason. This is 31 feet to here. So we've got an odd number. So this will be 12-inch, 24, 31. So you do want to pay attention to your layout. That is important so that you don't end up with a jack on jack situation where your laps are right on top of each other. Doorway. We drill all these O's by hand. We can order them from the manufacturer. We do have some coming. As you can see, some of our drill bits. Our carbide tooth Forstner bit. We'll get into that a little bit later. I'll do a clip of that. Here's our saw, Les Mac carbide tooth bandsaw. This is an MBS. I believe it's a 502. Thin set, or thin bed mortar. And again, we're base coursing. The notch block, when you have your rebar close, there's no sense in drilling an O. That obviously is an O, O, O on the end. In the field, you can get away with just cutting a notch. Type S base mortar. As you can see, these are already set. Not too bad to drill. You do end up with a couple custom O's. These are in 4 over 4 on the 8-inch configuration. In 6 or in 4 over 6 to center it up. In 6 over 6. In 6 over 6.
Roast turkey and honey glazed ham.
All the way down the line. Some of these terminate. I'll show you the plans here in just a few minutes. Doorway. Base course is cruising right along. You can have a little plug on the end like this, and this will return here for this doorway, and that'll give you your 12, and you'll lap and lap and lap. The 12-inch configuration is very energy efficient, but you are going to use about a third more block. You're getting 1.33 square feet out of one block, as opposed to the 8-inch configuration where you get 2 square feet. All right, moving on. You want to thin bed the bottom of the block just to give you a buffer. Roy's not afraid to use plenty of base mortar.
Yeah, that one was a little much.
You're the one that has to beat it, brother. some kids.
Shot.
Take a shot with the transit.
That was way too vivid of a visual.
Just to make sure it's spot on. That's a good one. Okay, moving over. This is an 8-inch configuration on the garage. And there's a studio in here. We have these leads up to 5 feet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 feet, yes. It's 10-foot top out, and that's our ring beam or our diaphragm. That'll be bond beam all the way around, tying everything together. We do have some tie downs. These terminate. These will get grouted solid. This will come up through. That'll come up through. So will that one. Same with the doorways. These will come up through. Outside corner, inside corner. That's a tie-in. So that'll be deleted at the 2-foot mark. It's just something that this particular engineer likes. I don't know if it's for kick out or what have you, but it's definitely tied to the foundation very, very well. All these will be deleted, and the corners will go up. Looking at the plans here, outside corner by a doorway, doorway, outside corner, window. Oh, that's a doorway there. Our tie-in here, outside corner, doorway, and it pretty much carries just like that. These are windows that are here and here, so these are going to be within inside that 2-foot. You get 2-foot max on the opening. This wall is blank. That's the one we were just looking at. This is just a clean wall. There's nothing in it, any doors or anything like that, so this won't have any reinforcement. I believe we're in seismic zone C. In this area we're in Mosier. The soils reports came back pretty solid, so we don't need to reinforce the crap out of it. If you're going to be in seismic zone D, you're probably going to see 4 foot on center, or maximum length 4 foot for the span of this wall. And you might even see on an 8-inch configuration 4 foot horizontally. It's very rare. A lot of times we'll do a 12-inch configuration and we'll put concrete shear columns inside of the block in high seismic zones like seismic zone D in California, things like that. The home, this is all 12-inch, and as you can see, the reinforcement is outside and inside corners. I believe we've got a window here. There should be a couple windows here. This span's open. But generally speaking, you don't have a ton of rebar and reinforcement in the AAC structures. This is completely non-combustible. It melts at about 2,700, just shy of 2,800 degrees. It starts to turn to glass. The nice thing is it will sustain that temperature indefinitely. So we're building a lot of them in California, even Oregon, and some of these fire-prone areas to help people with insurance and things of that nature. Here we've got a couple windows. I believe, no, there's no windows in this. There's a window here and here. This terminates. These go on up to capture that opening. Same thing here. That catches that window is right there. This is a blank wall. Here's our doorway, our slider. We've got our lap. Oh, somebody's got to rasp a little bit of the schmoo that they left. And we rasp and patch them up a little bit. They do get banged up. I think there's a chunk. This is going to need patched up a little bit. But for the most part, the stucco system will fill in any little cracks or voids and clean it up and make it look pretty. There you have it. That's kind of the first phase. We'll get into setting the block, cutting, drilling, and all the other fun parts as we go.